Hello everyone, that's me. I guess I'm the face from the video. Yeah. So as you might be looking at the screen right now, yeah, they have announced in Herald Ascendency, and a bunch of people have already asked me, like, what do I think about this? Will I make a build on this? So yeah, I kind of wanted to like quickly address what has been revealed and quickly go over it. Unfortunately, I've started working full time since I made my past videos, so I might be making an actual build in the future for this. However, I'll do the too long didn't read version of this video in the next 10 seconds. Basically, I don't think it's doable. I think it's actually really bad. By which I mean there might be some very creative way of making this work, but this new ascendancy, like that you're looking at the screen right now, it's deeply flawed. So what I wanted to do, like, if I don't have the time to make a proper like build guide for this new build, is sort of give you my thoughts on why I think this doesn't work, and to give you an alternative with the new ascendancies that does actually work, and I think it's pretty good. So that's my too long didn't watch, basically. I don't think Herald is doable. If it is doable, it will require to entirely restructure the way we do this build. Like, it will be a completely different build. And then there's an easy alternative, which we'll see in a second. I guess if you're like keen-eyed, you can already spot in like how my second tab is called here, and you already know what we'll be making. So yeah, let's go. So what do I think of this Ascendancy tree? This Ascendancy tree is like, let me think of a metaphor for it. It's like being offered like a naked seedy weenie, however you die the next day. Like, this is so great. It has so many like beautiful things. Like, look at this 75% chaos resistance. That's actually insane. You have 3 levels of all Herald skill gems. This is also insane. And then you have 25 maximum virulence. Like, they've put so much fucking damage on this tree. It's actually insane. Like, this is more damage than any ascendancy, I think, in the game. Small, tiny, little problem. Are you looking at my screen right now? Do you read this singular line that says your aura skills are disabled? This is unavoidable, by the way. This is the first node, and as you can see from the tree, you cannot path around it. Like, this is mandatory. You are taking this regardless. Now, this offers, let's say euphemistically, a bit of a pushback to what has been a functional build, basically. You might recall that we are an aura stacker. We do enjoy auroras. If we go to the of building, this is my current setup on my no, you haven't seen anything. This is my current setup on my live character, and you might notice between our skills that we be enjoying some auras, grace, determination, discipline. Yeah, we do be playing with our auras, and a lot of our tree is entirely based around like developing mana reservation efficiency in order to have us like be able to make use of all our auras. We're also running the node where you get, there you go, 3% attack and cast speed from each aura you have equipped. So yeah, basically we rely on auras, and the way this build works is your survivability does depend on it, because we need every single layer of evasion, armor, spell block chance. Like, we need all of them at the same time, because we are planning on basically being hit, like not dodging anything, simply being hit constantly, and then like laughing in the face of everything with our recovery and our defenses. So yeah, there is no way around our auras. So what does this mean? So if we don't have any auras, what do we do? I thought about it a bit. I think there's like a slight chance where we can make work of a life version of this build, where we no longer go auras, we go life. We no longer go energy shield. We maybe even do some strength stacking after we meet our minimum requirements, because also auroras are a big component of like our attributes requirements. Yeah, because we need like, they are all 3 separate colors, so we need to reach like 170 or something for all 3 different attributes. However, if we like don't have to use them, that kind of simplifies things. Also, going live allows us to run live tap on our setup, which entirely fixes our mana problems. So yeah, basically I think that there's like, and also one other thing that I wanted to mention is when we were running Necromancer, we never picked this bone barrier, which is probably the strongest node for Necromancer, because it gives like the 1% of damage dealt is leached to you as life, is a lot of life leech, like an incredible amount of life leech, and this is completely useless for us as we're running Chaos Inoculation and Energy Shield. So why is the no auras such a big dick in the ass? Well, as I said, we mostly rely on auras for the entirety of our defenses, of our survivability, and they are also a good chunk of our damage through our Necromancer Ascendency. There's also another downside that I did not consider initially, and I thought this was more easily salvageable. There's also another big dick in our ass, which is somewhere here. Where the fuck have I put it? There's another jewel on our tree. Where is it? I will find it immediately, of course. By which I mean it will take me a long fucking time to find it, and it will be the exact last place I find it. Oh, there you go. We are running this jewel, the Golden Rule Viridian Jewel. This means this is incredible for like for helping us maintain our poison stacks, and also do remember that we will have 25 more maximum virulence stacks, so we will need to maintain a lot of them to reach our full potential for DPS. And the Viridian rule is basically like a free up to 100 stacks, because we double the amount of poison we causes by reflecting them back to us. And since we were Chaos immune, we did not care at all about this. We will reflect over all our poisons to ourselves and just laugh about it, because we will take no damage from it. So this is gone, I think. Well, actually, is it gone? Yeah, it's most definitely gone. Like, I don't think you can run this on a life-based setup where you don't run Chaos Inoculation, because this means you'll be like constantly being hit by 100 stacks of poison at all times. I don't think we can sustain that. So you will also need to find some other way to increase the amount of like poisons you're applying in order to keep up the same amount of stacks, and not only keep up the same amount, but to keep up plus 25 stacks. So as I said, like it basically involves entirely reshaping our tree, our skills. I think you will also need to run Animate Guardian and the Respector's skill, because also like keep in mind that we're also getting where is it, like a 200% increased mana reservation efficiency of vital skills. So we will probably have a good chunk of mana left over, which we will not be able to reserve in any way. So we will also be we will also have like plenty of gems to spare. So we will also need to like find like some other way of like making use of our gems. Yeah, I have no idea how to do this. It will take me like quite a long time to sort of like think it over and basically restructure the entire build. And as I said, since I've started working full time, like that's not happening. Or if it is, it's happening maybe in a while. And I kind of wanted to give you like a quick update so you can be ready for the start. So what's the solution? I have spoiled it 5 times already, but yeah, we are going fucking Aristocrat. So let's go over the Aristocrat Ascendency instead. There you go. This is basically general good stuff, and it's some good stuff that we really like. So first of all, it's 9 passive skill points. If these do, like, if all of these actually grant 1 passive skill points, just by going this Ascendancy, you go +1, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's actually incredibly good, because we are incredibly point starved on our tree. Like if we could have like 50 more points, we would use all of them basically. There's unlimited good stuff we're not taking yet, so we're really enjoying the extra levels. We get +1 level to all skill gems. This is just one less level than the +3 to Herald, because do bear in mind that in our Herald of Agony setup we are running Empower, so I've set it to level 5 because this will be the +1 from the gem, and since this is +1, this will also give another +1 to our other gems. So as you can see, like you only lose +1 level from the Herald node here that gave +3, but you also get +1 on every single other skill gem, which is pretty good. This also includes Enlighten, which we have in our helm, I think. Yeah, there it is. So I've set it to level 4. This could even be level 5, and then you need even less mana. And then you get +3 to the level of all your support gems. Unfortunately, this does not work on the Enlighten and Empower, but what can you do? And then you also get 15% to all quality gems. This is a good chunk of DPS. I don't think it's necessarily mandatory. You can get like shock immunity from this instead. It might be better. I'm not quite sure about that, but probably not. Like this is a good chunk of DPS. This is all your gems. So we go this Aristocrat style. There it is, and voila! Now the big reveal. We used to have 33 million DPS in our regular setup. New setup, 46 million. There you go. I should warn, this is only in AoE. In single target it will be a bit worse because we're also losing an Holy Might, which was a good chunk of our Wither stacks. Since we're no longer applying Wither, we're applying less of it, especially in single target. We are also getting the old Minion Offense Mastery, which gave a 25% chance to gain an Holy Might for 4 seconds on kill. This would be like 100% uptime in regular like mapping content. It will not be probably 25 stacks on single target. We do have our other sources of Wither, by the way. It's not just it will not be 0 2, but yeah. So do ignore the energy shield amount. This is wrong. I don't know why it's wrong even on this. Like if you look at my character on live, this is actually 4.1k. So I have no idea how much this actually is, but I have no reason to believe that this is less than how it is on live. So yeah, let's go through our stats. We have basically the same effective H pool, slightly less physical, slightly less elemental, but not by much. We're also chaos immune because we're also running a chaos inoculation. I do think that actually we do have a slightly more energy shield than the witch version, because it's also because the +1 levels tool also applies to our Val Discipline, which means that we will have more energy shield. So I do think that these values should actually be on par with the witch version, but there's also like a bunch of stuff that we can do to like fix this. So for instance, like we are now free to experiment with a bunch more stuff. For instance, I've considered taking out 2 of these jewels that gives you that are mostly used to chance to poison and mana regeneration rate, and instead putting on a forbidden flame combo, because there's a bunch of stuff we really like on the defense. Like for instance, we can take the Fortitude passive from the champion, or even the Adsman passive from the Slayer, which are like incredible defensive and offensive options. And there's also a bunch of stuff like I thought about putting a bit of like a bleed chance on our minions, and then we can take out Pierce from our Herald of Agony and map with full single target damage. We will apply bleed and we will clear through gratuitous violence. Like there's a bunch of stuff we can do, and the very nice thing about this is that this is like exactly the same as our old setup. We're just starting from a less convenient position, I guess. So we have to take all of these dexterity nodes that are kind of useless. However, we do get a bit more dexterity than the witch version. We get slightly more armor, not by much. In fact, it's 500 less. I cannot read. Same block chance, same spell. Actually, higher block chance because we do get one more thingy-mabob from here. Yeah, and everything else is the same. So it should work pretty much as well, and it has significantly more damage because of the +1 levels and everything, which means that you could also remove this side and take something else that's more defensive, like you go for instance here and you take more energy shield, you go here, you take more mana, you go here, you take more energy shield, more shielding stuff. This also alleviates a bunch of pressure on like the early game, because the extra levels will allow you to take all of this like stat fixing point. If you remember from my guide, yeah, at the beginning, like stats and resistances are a big dick in the ass once again, because you're relying on all your like small nodes from your cluster jewels to give you like armor, strength, dexterity, elemental resistances. So the extra points could also be spent like at the beginning on taking some like stats nodes. This is very good for one singular point. Or extra attack speed, which will compensate the attack speed you will have from the Necromancer Ascendency. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. If you wanna like copy paste the same build from last league, this is probably the best Ascendancy to do so. Everything else is exactly the same as you've seen in the video. I will put, of course, like both trees in the description of the video, and yeah, maybe in the future we'll try to make a life-based like Herald proper build. So okay, I'll see you guys. Bye bye.